Ever wondered how Mars, the intriguing red planet, transitioned from a habitable world to a desolate wasteland? To fully grasp this transformation, let's rewind to a time when Mars was a much different place. In its early history, Mars was a warm, wet planet not so different from our own Earth. Picture a world with a thick blue atmosphere swirling with clouds. A world where rivers flowed freely, carving deep channels and filling vast lakes with crystal clear water. This was a world where life as we know it could have thrived. The Martian atmosphere was once dense enough to trap sunlight, creating a greenhouse effect that warmed the planet's surface. This warmth allowed liquid water, the essential ingredient for life, to exist in abundance. So Mars was once a warm and wet world, much like our own Earth. But what happened next? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the transformation story of Mars. Fast forward a few billion years and Mars begins to change drastically. Imagine the red planet, once teeming with potential for life, undergoing a transformation that would render it inhospitable. The cause? The cooling of Mars's core. This cooling process had significant implications. It led to the disappearance of the planet's protective magnetic field. A guardian against the harsh solar wind was no more. Without this magnetic shield, the solar wind had free rein to strip away the Martian atmosphere. Picture the sun's particles like an artist erasing a sketch, gradually fading the atmosphere until it was nearly gone. This loss was devastating for Mars. It became colder and drier, as the protective blanket that once held in warmth and moisture was depleted. The once warm and wet Mars was now becoming a cold, dry desert. But the transformation was far from over. As Mars's atmosphere continued to thin, the planet underwent further dramatic changes. Picture this. Once a vibrant, water-rich world, the thinning Martian atmosphere started to take its toll. The liquid water, once abundant, began to evaporate, disappearing into the thin air, quite literally. This evaporation was not a mere puddle drying in the sun. Oh no, it was a global phenomenon, a catastrophic event that forever altered the face of the red planet. As the water vapor ascended into the higher, colder parts of the atmosphere, it condensed and froze, forming the planet's iconic polar ice caps. What remained was a barren, arid landscape. The once hospitable environment transformed into a hostile, seemingly lifeless world. The surface of Mars, now dominated by vast deserts and towering volcanoes, became a testament to the power of cosmic forces at play. Thus, Mars evolved from a potentially habitable planet into the desolate world that we see today. So, what's the takeaway from Mars's fascinating evolution? As we've discovered, Mars once harbored conditions suitable for life. It was a habitable planet with an Earth-like climate and a magnetic field that shielded it from space radiation. However, this early paradise didn't last forever. Mars began to transform, starting with the disappearance of its protective magnetic field. This loss left the planet vulnerable and its atmosphere began to thin out, eventually disappearing into space. The result? A desolate environment, cold and barren, far from the once hospitable world it used to be. The rivers dried up and the once blue skies turned to a perpetual rusty red. Mars became a stark reminder of what happens when a planet's delicate balance is disrupted. Understanding Mars's past not only unravels the mysteries of this captivating red planet, but also helps us appreciate the delicate balance that makes life possible here on Earth.